Okay, I'll try and film these early prehab lower abdominal exercises and see if the dog interferes, because he usually likes to try and play in this situation. So if a dog wanders in, apologies, but try to stay focused. So we've got 4 exercises to wake up and engage the lower abdominal area. In terms of equipment, the only thing you're going to need, if you've got one, is a stretchy resistance band. At some point, it'd be worth getting some colours, progression. Lots of companies available, but a spectrum of difficulty. So more stretch or less stretch as they get harder. Usually light to dark in most colours. I haven't actually got one with me today, so I'm using a slightly stretchy dog lead, which will do the job. So 4 exercises. I'll talk about how many repetitions. The big technique thing is to make sure that you're engaging the right muscles. This is Bob the dog. So number 1 is a bridge, which you may have done previously. I'll try and do a side on so the dog doesn't interfere. So out the way, dog. So knees bent up, hopefully I'm just in shot, knees bent up. So the key part is, as we talked about, is to engage the lower abdominals. So before you do anything, we zip up the old nuts to guts. As you zip up, can you flatten and press the small of your back down into the floor? Floor is better than bed, it's a bit soft. So core on, flatten your back down. Making sure there's no discomfort down in the lower abdominal area. So you press down, knees are nice and bent up, so preferably underneath, feet under the knees as close as you can. So that's your start position. So core on, back flattened, so you press the arch of your back down into the floor, and then as you roll up, can you push your pelvis up in the air? But as you come up, can you move up in the air from the lowest part of your back, moving up towards the back? So you roll up, a bit like a wave-like motion. Hold, if it's comfortable, with your legs and your body in a nice kind of straight angle, straight line, if you can see the dark colours there, hopefully. So you hold up in the air for 10 seconds. This is designed to wake up the lower abdominals, tap into your glute muscles. You hold it for about 10 seconds and then you roll down with the highest vertebrae on your back touching down on the floor, rolling segment by segment until your pelvis touches. Relax in between and then roll up again. So you zip up, nuts to guts, zip up, press the small of your back down into the floor, and then roll up with your pelvis first coming up, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling up in the air, holding for 10 seconds, and keep breathing or keep talking, holding for 10 seconds if you can. Shouldn't be difficult. The only thing to watch out for is checking that the little bulge is not popping out, but so keep your brace on for the prehab. So holding up 10 seconds and then roll down. Your target is to build up until you can do 10 times 10 seconds, so 10 repetitions of these ones. So keep going. I won't do 10 here, but you catch the drift. So engage the core muscles, roll up segment by segment until you can do 10 times 10. The progression from that one is to change what we're doing with one of your legs. So we'll go up bit by bit to start with, keeping the pelvis up. The progression will be, can you lift one heel but keep your pelvis level, so your pelvis isn't dropping down on the less supported side. You hold the same 10 seconds 10 times. Once you can do that, you take your foot off for 10 seconds 10 times. Once you can do that, the final progression will be foot off and leg out straight. Things to watch, as before, making sure the back is flattened and pressed down before you lift. There's no discomfort, and it should be a core and a glute exercise. So if your hamstrings are cramping and tensing or getting too tight, just stay at the previous level until the glutes are a bit stronger. So we don't want a hamstring domination on the bridge. Okay, so that's the bridge. Target 10 seconds 10 times with progressions. Once you find the version easy, move to the next one. So that's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, I'm going to change my angle a bit, and we've got the bent leg fall out. So it's the same start position, but I'll come face on so you can see what's happening. So we're going to roll back down into that same position. I'll do a little bit side on just so you can see. So my top half is here and my bottom half is same position before, knees nicely bent up, feet underneath your knees. You're not helping dog. And you're going to fall one leg out at a time. So same start as before. Core is on, so the nuts to guts. Keep breathing, keep your breathing rate the same. And we're just going to let one leg fall out to the side, but the focus wants to be on the other leg. Can I keep the other leg vertical and still so we're not wavering in and out, and then bring it up and let the other one fall out. So for angle purposes, let one leg fall out to the side and then touch, come back, touch, come back. Okay, so you're doing 1 minute's worth of fallout at that kind of pace. Trying to go as far out as you can whilst keeping the other one vertical. Okay, so that's the bent leg fallout for 1 minute. And then number 3 is the flat back leg slide. So spot the theme, got the same start position. So we're starting as before, same as the other two. Same start, nuts to guts, back goes flat. Hopefully I've got enough room. So the target and the focus here is, can you keep your back flat? So if you put your hand under the small of your back and try to maintain the pressure that is on your hands, so maintaining the pressure from your lower back without allowing your back to lift as you do stuff with your leg. And the stuff with your leg is sliding, keeping in contact with the floor until you can get one leg completely straight without the pressure changing on your hand underneath your back. So constant pressure. If it had a pressure meter, it wants to read no change, not up and down, up and down, up and down. So you slide and hold the leg down for a few seconds and then slide it back up. Keep that pressure, keep breathing or talking, and then slide the other one. So it's activating your lower abdominals whilst lengthening your deep hip flexors. And it's a great lower abdominal kind of intro exercise. So we're doing or aiming for 10 slides. If you do it slow enough, you should be getting about 10 slides in around a minute, that kind of pace. So flat back, slide your leg. Progression from that, I'll show you just in case you ramp through these and you find it dead easy and there's no discomfort. The progression is the same focus, and that is lower back maintaining constant pressure on your hand as you bring your knees up so they're pointing vertically, so your thighs are vertical, back stays flat. A little bit harder to maintain the pressure here because the pressure is a bit greater, so you've got to work a bit harder. But instead of sliding with a straight leg, we're going to take one leg and just take the shortest route down to the floor, but maintaining constant pressure on your hand. So you do an alternate bent leg touch. So one leg goes up and drops down. Bent leg up, drop down. So you're doing 10 touches, but focus is maintaining constant pressure on your hand that's under your lower back. Okay, so that's the progression from that, which should set you up for the next few weeks. The last one is in standing with your resistance band. Dog thinks he's going for a walk. Sorry, buddy, bad news. So normally you'd have a resistance band. This is a little bit, it probably wants to be about there. So that when you're about shoulder width apart, the band is under kind of maximum tension. So this is a bit loose, but you get the idea. So we want to be, I'll just get out of the way of the dog. So we want to be in a soft knee kind of stance. So we're not locked out, just a little bit bent at the knees, a little bit of curve here, kind of semi-squat kind of position. And from that semi-squat position, you're just going to walk like a crab. Now, depends on the distance you've got available. So ideally, you walk along a corridor, one direction, and you keep walking. So we'll pick the right, your left as you look at me, and you're walking like a crab. So ideally, more tension on the band, and you walk just to one direction till you reach the end of your corridor. You turn around and you continue the same direction. So you keep walking. I haven't got a long corridor for the shot purpose, but basically walk to one side until you get fatigue around the outside of your hip, so your butt muscle, and then you stop and you go the other way until you reach fatigue. So you walk like a crab sideways in one direction, turn around, one direction, turn around until you're running out of space. Your stop point is fatigue. So count the reps, compare right to left. We want to equalize those reps. So if one is stronger than the other, then start with the weaker one, go until fatigue, go the other direction until fatigue, and then go back to the weaker one. So basically it's catching up. So you want symmetrical butt strength. So the logic here is, yes, it works your core, it works your butt. So as before, zip up. I don't think I mentioned that. Zip up before you start your crab walk. So zip up and walk, zip up and walk. Keep up the zip, keep the zip up from that semi-squat crab walk. But whilst it works the core and the glute, it's also lengthening the groin and the adductor region here, which is paramount for the inguinal lower groin area. Okay, so those are your 4 exercises. If you can repeat them daily, that would be good. And once they get easy, give us a shout and we'll put some progressions in there. Cheers.